Back in 2000, on August 12th, a really big and sad event happened under the cold sea in a place called the Barents Sea. A submarine named the Kursk, an Oscar II class submarine, which was really huge and thought to be super strong, had a terrible accident. This submarine was part of the Russian Navy, and everyone thought it couldn't sink. But something went wrong, and it did sink. Because of this, 118 sailors who were on the submarine couldn't make it back home. Chapter 1. Setting the Scene. As the dawn of August 2000 broke over the vast expanse of the Barents Sea, a sense of anticipation and resolve filled the air. The Russian Navy, a symbol of national pride and strength, was gearing up for one of its most significant demonstrations of naval might since the fall of the Soviet Union. The Summer X exercise was more than just a routine drill. It was a statement to the world that Russia remained a formidable force on the high seas. Among the fleet of powerful ships and submarines gathering for the exercise was the Kursk. The Kursk was not just any submarine. It was the jewel of the Russian Navy, a titan of technology and engineering. Its name alone evoked a sense of invincibility. With its sleek, dark hull slicing through the cold waters, the Kursk was ready to undertake a mission that on the surface appeared straightforward, but was fraught with unseen peril. The crew aboard the Kursk were the elite of the elite, hand-picked for their expertise and experience. These were men who had dedicated their lives to mastering the art of undersea warfare, men who knew the risks yet faced them with unwavering courage. As they prepared for the exercise, there was a palpable sense of confidence among them. Armed with dummy torpedoes, their task was to execute a simulated torpedo attack, a maneuver they had performed countless times before. This operation was intended to be a demonstration of precision and power, a routine task for a crew and a submarine of their caliber. Chapter 2. The Incident. During a normal Navy training, something very bad happened unexpectedly. Right after the Kursk submarine was allowed to start its torpedo firing, a sudden explosion happened inside it without any warning. This explosion was just the beginning. Soon after, another explosion, much bigger than the first one, happened. It was so strong that it made a noise under the sea that could be heard very far away. Even equipment used to measure earthquakes around the world noticed it, showing how big this disaster was. Suddenly, the Kursk submarine disappeared from the tracking systems, and nobody could hear from it anymore. This left everyone worried and confused about the safety of the people on the submarine. What was supposed to be a practice turned into a critical situation. Everyone started looking for the submarine right away, hoping they might still find the crew alive. The ocean was huge, and it doesn't forgive mistakes, and now it held the lives of the 118 people on the submarine. This started a story filled with bravery, sadness, and a continuous search for answers about what happened. Chapter 3. The Reluctance to Accept International Aid. Russia's initial refusal to accept international help was driven by national pride and a desire to protect military secrets. The Kursk symbolized Russia's maritime strength, and admitting the need for outside assistance was seen as a sign of weakness. Concerns about espionage and the exposure of classified technology also played a role in delaying the decision to seek international aid. The bureaucracy within the Russian government and military further complicated the situation, leading to delays in decision-making. These delays were critical, as every moment lost decreased the chances of rescuing the trapped crew. Eventually, as the situation's severity became undeniable and pressure from the international community and the sailors' families mounted, Russia accepted help from British and Norwegian teams. This late acceptance, while bringing in much-needed expertise and equipment, came too late. All 118 sailors aboard the Kursk perished. highlighting the tragic consequences of prioritizing national pride and secrecy over human lives. This disaster underscores the importance of timely international cooperation in emergencies. Chapter 4. Response and Rescue Attempts. In the aftermath of the Kursk's mysterious disappearance beneath the icy waves of the Barents Sea, a flurry of confusion and hesitancy gripped the Russian Navy and its government. The search for the Kursk and the subsequent rescue attempts were fraught with difficulties. Miscommunications, bureaucratic delays, and a lack of immediate transparency with the public and the sailors' families compounded the tragedy. When the Russian government finally acknowledged the severity of the situation and accepted international aid, it was too late. All 118 sailors aboard the Kursk perished. As the reality of the dire situation set in, a reluctant but necessary alliance was formed with British and Norwegian experts renowned for their prowess in deep-sea rescue operations. This collaboration brought a glimmer of hope, a race against time in the shadow of an impending tragedy. Yet, the haunting spectre of what could have been loomed large. The initial refusal to accept outside help was a decision that would forever mark the rescue efforts with a tinge of what if. Chapter 5. Investigating the cause. After the Kursk submarine sank, taking its brave crew with it, experts worked hard to find out what went wrong. They discovered that the problem started with something small but dangerous: a leak of hydrogen peroxide from a torpedo. Hydrogen peroxide can be very explosive, and in this case it caused a huge explosion. This set off other explosions, leading to a terrible disaster. The investigation showed some big problems with how the Russian Navy was doing things. They were using hydrogen peroxide, which is known to be risky, and they weren't keeping their equipment or safety checks up to date. It seemed like they were stuck using old ways in a time when modern, safer methods were needed. Finding out about these issues was a wake-up call. It made it clear that things had to change to keep sailors safe in the future. The tragedy of the Kursk showed the need for better safety and maintenance to prevent such sad events from happening again. It was a call to action, reminding everyone that to protect lives at sea, updating and improving safety practices is a must. Chapter 6. The Fallout. The tragic sinking of the Kursk submarine and the heartbreaking loss of its 118 crew members sent shockwaves throughout Russia, deeply affecting both the Navy and the nation. It was a moment of collective grief, a time when the entire country came together to mourn the brave souls who perished in the depths of the Barents Sea. This devastating event forced the nation to look inward, questioning the readiness and condition of its military forces. Criticism rained down on naval leaders for their slow response and initial refusal of international help, sparking debates and demands for change. This was a pivotal moment, one that inspired a push towards reform and improvement, ensuring that the sacrifices of the Kursk crew would lead to a safer, stronger future for all who would follow in their wake. Their loss, though tragic, served as a powerful catalyst for change, igniting a spirit of resilience and determination to rebuild and learn from the past. Chapter 7. Lessons and Reforms. The sinking of the Kursk submarine was a big shock. It showed how risky underwater missions can be. After this sad event, the Russian Navy made big changes to keep their submarine crews safer. They looked at their rules and made them tougher. They also started to check their submarines more carefully to find any problems before going to sea. The Navy didn't stop there. They began to work with other countries and international groups. This was a new step for them. They used to keep to themselves, but they realized that working together could help avoid accidents. This was about making things better for the future, making sure that the sea is safer for everyone who has to work there. These changes were all about learning from the past. The Russian Navy wanted to make sure that the tragedy of the Kursk would help improve safety for submariners everywhere. They wanted to remember those who were lost by making sure that such accidents don't happen again. This effort to change shows a promise to take better care of their crews and work with others around the world for safety. Chapter 8: Reflections and Moving Forward. Many years have gone by since the Kursk submarine tragedy happened, but its story continues to touch our hearts deeply. This sad event reminds us of the difficult and dangerous lives of Navy personnel. The Kursk disaster has left a lasting impact, teaching the importance of always making safety and work methods better. The story of the Kursk isn't just about what was lost or the sadness it caused. It also inspires hope and strength. It encourages the Russian Navy and navies around the world to keep improving, making their ships safer, and remembering the brave souls who sacrificed everything. The Kursk submarine disaster is a sad story in the history of the sea. It shows how unexpected and dangerous the ocean can be, especially for those in the military. This event teaches us the importance of being ready, working together, and being open about what we do. It motivates us to continuously seek improvements in safety measures and embrace advancements in technology to protect those who dare to explore and secure the sea. If you like this video and want to see more videos like these, subscribe to our channel Tales of Tragedy and make sure to watch our other videos as well.